talking about the use of tariffs for a long, long time, going back into the 1980s in Japan and how it treated the United States. The bottom line is this. I will expect a list of countries, major trading partners, where we have a trade tariff imbalance, meaning if you charge us 10% for our cars to go into your country, we're going to charge you 10 to come into ours. The funny thing about this, Andrew, is for everyone who gets I'll just be kind and say all upset and in a tither about this.
All right. Now they want to know a funny thing about that is. Now, so to get along with Trump and what he's saying when it comes to the tariffs is that you just got to equalise it. He'll do what you do. So that's a good thing as they talk about that America should be the country that helps out. Well, you got to expect a lot of issues when you're a person that helps. It's not an easy life, right? And that's what the Americans want. So they got to expect to work hard to go help others. Isn't that right, Emma?
Yeah.
Or rip off others to help others, but that's not a very good way to do things, would it? That be, Emma? Ripping off others and stuff like that, and through scams and schemes, unless they have good luck and do some gambles, that's not a good way, ripping off others to go pay others, is it? No, so that means you got to work hard, right? Have an economy that brings in a lot of money, legitly too, if you're a legit country. So you can give out, or you can be a corrupted country, which brings in money from other areas to go pay corrupted areas and hush-hush monies and all that kind of stuff, right? So you don't want that. We don't want a leader of the world to be like that, otherwise we will get stuck in our sins longer, right? So when it comes to that tariff thing, so all poor countries are going to benefit, Emma. So all the poor countries, right, they don't need to charge anything high. They're a poor country. They probably don't produce too much anyway. And if they don't produce something, that means they should have to still sell them something else at a no tariff rate because you don't produce that stuff, hey? Right, so you're still being fair. And then so whatever stuff you produce, you just make it equal, okay, poor countries. And then he'll have to give you an equal trade. And so that'll help you out a lot, right? America will help you out, as they say they should. And then when it comes to rich people and rich countries, and they got rich because of tariffs and the ripping behind the scenes things like I was just talking about, ripping off another to look good to pay another and all that kind of thing, they're going to get charged, and Donald Trump's going to do the same thing back to them and the money. So in the end, it balances out when it comes to the trade. But you got to think of the other consequences. So, but they do said that they want to help. So I'm not going to tell them too much about the other consequences. Maybe they might change their mind later on. But they do want to help. So that's the first goal of getting somewhere and learning something in life. And so there you go. So let's just play this on for a little bit more longer. And so there we go. Now I wouldn't whinge and whine if I was another country. Right? In fact, I know how to handle it exactly how it should be handled. And I don't know why you guys don't see it. It's like, it makes no sense to me.
The reality is, I don't understand how you can talk about fairness when one country charges X and prohibits the other country from getting into its market and expects unfettered access into the United States. To me, that is inherently unfair trade.
And that's why we had tariffs come in the first place. There is a reason why it's there, right, in certain areas, because they might find that out by going a certain way. It depends on if you want to do that way. Sometimes people change their mind. And so there's a reason why there's tariffs there to try to help other countries perhaps do it themselves, right, or to make money in certain areas, or to help balance out certain areas. Right? But it can go out of control too. So everything's a balance, right? But if you don't get it right, things go out of control. It's too much of anything. It's no good, really.
If your tariff is 10 on X product or industry, whether it's agriculture, services, manufacturing, then we're going to charge you 10. But if you want to take your 10 down to 2 or to 0, we'll take ours down to 10 or 2. That, to me, makes a ton of sense. It's literally, when he says the word reciprocal, that's the very nature of it.
Even when it comes to friends, you know how when you go, oh, because you're my friend, I'll do you a better deal, right? Which is, equalising things and stuff like that, or even doing a better deal. And then later on, hopefully you'll do me a deal, right? And that's why they do certain things with the tariffs, also to keep certain areas not able to grow too quick. So you have a poor country, like I said, he's going to help the poor countries. But if they want to grow into the military section and all that, or they want to grow to be nasty country, right? America will allow that to grow, right? Unless they change something again, or just don't supply. So they do that rule, but then they go, "Oh, I'm just not going to supply that country and that country." So it just doesn't apply to them, something like that. But I haven't heard that yet, have we? Have you heard anything about that? So far, it's just he's going to do that. This system. Yeah, there you go. Emma's like, she hasn't heard it either.
Have an even playing field. You get access to our market, we get access to your market. Easy peasy. There's nothing
That's what I
wrong
was just
with that.
talking about.
And as a byproduct of that, by the way, President Trump has brought in hundreds of billions of dollars of investment. Taiwan Semiconductor, Honda, Hyundai, Apple, Samsung, all bringing manufacturing and investment back to the United States because they would rather do business here and have more certainty here. That's what we need finally in this country. When President Trump says America first, it means that we're going to start looking out for our workers.
So does that mean all those rules work only if he wants to be friends with you? Is there another rule if you're his enemy? Is he still going to do the same thing? We haven't heard that yet, right? And that's a form of blackmail in certain people's eyes and stuff. So you got to be careful about certain things, right? But yeah, because your favourite. Right? And they go, well, that's not trade deal. He's just doing that to try to get this and that, and so on. But anyway, more likely it's not that. But I always look to the positive until I know more likely that it's not going to be that positive.
Our farmers, our ranchers, our service providers, our manufacturers.
I'm shocked that people are shocked that that would be the case, that the American president would put America first. But
anyway, I wouldn't say I would never say me first. It's a family thing. It goes back to the only things that are first is blood. Really, is the only thing that you should see this first. But then, when you're looking after your family, you got to make sure the environment around you is good, and so that's why we connect as well, because it becomes safety then to bully and go, I'm better than you and all that, and it causes a lot of problems. So the best way to go safety first is go that we look after ourselves is a priority, right? You go, our priority is to look after ourselves, right? That's a better way to say America first. Let's make America great. Well, here in Australia, we should say, well, our priorities is for safety. Our priorities is for righteous. We want to have righteous and safety first, right? And that usually comes along with a lot of other things when you want to get safety in food, safety in a lot of in sales and all that kind of stuff. And what priorities that and safety in that area is at least all countries should have the minimum of what they believe is that if things go bad, what would you need? It's like the emergency things at home. What do you got? What your country can supply when no one will help you? What's your minimum, right? And have a look at that, and then see if you can live off it. And if you can't, well, you better, right? Or do something about it. Anyway, have a good one, and see yous later.